Hello and welcome to another edition of My Kith on JBCTR. Now today, and this quite frankly miserable day, I'm going to be showing you how to wrap your OEM alloys to give the car hopefully a whole unique look.
Down in the dungeon is all we know, where the shining light we never go into the open. As far as you can see it, wasting there on big bright destiny. Don't you feel like breaking free? Open your eyes, embrace what you see now. Don't you feel like cutting loose? Yeah, cutting loose, cutting loose.
Okay, so the plan for today is firstly remove the wheel, then I'll show you how to prep the wheel for vinyl wrapping, and then we'll take it inside where hopefully it's a bit drier than it is out here, and we'll get wrapping. So that is the plan. Okay, so here you are. This is the first time I jacked up the car since I installed these lovely splitters. I did a video on that too, so I'll pop a link in the corner up there. But as lovely as they look, they do provide a slight issue when it comes to jacking. So thankfully, my jack is reasonably low and will go underneath, but I appreciate that a lot of jacks out there are not quite as low as that. So if you've got a higher jack than this, then what you need to do is drive the car up just onto some wood or some blocks to bring the whole car up and then get your jack in underneath. Now, you may also be noticing that I'm holding a piece of wood. That is to put on there when it's under the splitter, and then that is to stop the jack catching on the splitter as we lift it up. Now, if you're using proper wood, i.e. one with a grain like this is a bit of CLS, make sure you put it across so the grain's going across, because you're lifting on like a seam. So if you put a seam going with the grain, then you're likely to split this. So if you do it the other way, then you don't completely remove the risk of it splitting, but you certainly minimise it. So let's do that.
If I can't have you, I don't want you to have anyone. And if you don't want me, there's something wrong with them, right? Maybe I got problems.
Okay, so hopefully you can see me and I am in shot. As you can see, this is where I'm going to be washing the wheels. Basically, I'm going to do a sort of routine wash with some Bilberry wheel cleaner. I'll also do the other side as well. Once we've done that, we'll then do some Iron X, so that will remove any iron filing particles in the wheel. I suspect there's lots because obviously it comes off the brake pads and that kind of stuff. And then some glue and tire remover because of course these are close to the road. So these will be nice and clean by the time we're finished. Granted, we don't need to do the inside, but I kind of feel that if I'm doing the front side like all well, then I may as well do the other side as they're off. So yeah, and otherwise I've just got some cloths and a brush. So let's crack on. Now, hopefully you can see all these little lines that are appearing around here. Now that is the Iron X eating away at any ingrained iron filings, and they just sort of like melt and drip off. It's pretty cool stuff, to be fair. And now all we're left with is a few really big lumps of tar. To get rid of that, obviously tar remover, Obliterate is what I'm using. And now if you've watched some of my other videos using this, you'll know that I don't have a spray head for it, which is really annoying. Ideally you'd spray it on, but I'm just going to put it on a towel and wipe it on and hope for the best. But yeah, let's get rid of those tar spots. And that is pretty much it. Of course, I'm not going to dry it just yet because I need to flip it over and do the other side. But I'm just going to do exactly the same thing again, maybe a little bit more vigilant on the areas that I'm going to be wrapping. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Time, looking back on pictures, and I find it hard to see you and myself in places where we used to be. Oh, time, we got older, babe, and I wanna stay with you. Don't got time for games. Now what you wanna do? Tell me now if you will. with me all the way.
And then last step for the front side is some Guion Q2M tyre cleaner. Now, I have never used tyre cleaning before in my life. It was recommended to me because I was doing this. I use a lot of tyre blackener or tyre shine, whatever you want to call it, and therefore there's probably quite a lot of it on here. Now, if I'm going to be sticking vinyl over this middle bit here, it's going to be going all over the tyre, so I thought it's probably best if the tyre is clean, and therefore this stuff. And from what I can see, it's just a case of spray it on, scrub it off, and we'll see what the results look like, because I'm intrigued. So there we have it. That tyre cleaner stuff is pretty damn good. I mean, it got a hell of a lot of mud on there that I just, well, not mud, but muck that I just couldn't see. So yeah, good stuff that. Anyway, I'll leave it wet to get it inside, and then we'll dry it on the inside, and then we can have a stab at wrapping. But we've got one last stage to do to prepare this for wrapping, and that's just a little bit of panel wipe, just to get rid of any grease or anything that's left after that's pretty in-depth wash. But yeah, just double check there's nothing left on it, and then we can crack on. Now, as you can see, a lot of rubbish came off with the panel wipe, despite having that pretty in-depth clean outside. So I did it a couple of times, and if you're paying attention to the way I was doing the panel wipe, you may have observed where I was focusing on, and that means that's where we're going to be wrapping. So plan for the wrap is anything that's silver on this wheel here will eventually end up with being gold. Now, the way in which we do this is we lay a flat piece to cover the entire wheel, which is why I clean the tyres, and then we go around, basically make sure everything we want to stick down is all stuck down as we'd like it, and then we cut out anything we don't want. So that is the plan. Oh yeah, colour. What have we gone for? Yeah! Yeah! Nice bit of gold. So I've no doubt this will divide opinions, but I am actually quite looking forward to seeing how this looks. Now, I wasn't actually too fussed on the colour. I'm more doing this for the technical challenge of applying the wrap. But hey, if you're going to do it, let's go bold. So that is what I've gone for. Now, next step is to cut this to size. I'll do this inside because it gives me a lot of cleaner floor space, so I can lay it down and then get it all cut. So yeah, let's do that. Now, as you can see, I have cut my vinyl to size. I've done 51.5 centimeters both ways. If I'm honest, I would have rather had a little bit more of an overlap just over here, well, on the edges really. And the reason I don't have that is because I may have misordered the vinyl wrap. So I ordered 1 meter, and it comes in 1.5 meter rolls. Now, in order to get 4 wheels out of that, I was hoping to do 50, 50, 50, 50. But obviously I forgot about the overlap. Thankfully, they sent me a 1 meter and 3 length of this wrap. So whoever supplied this, thank you very much for just saving my bacon, really. Anyway, in terms of wrapping, I've got a couple of tools at my disposal. So firstly, a squeegee, might be a bit big, but I don't know, we'll see. This little wrap tool thing, which is pretty cool. A 30-degree crafts knife, 30-degree relating to the angle of the blade at the end. This should allow you to be nice and nimble and get around all those little curves. And then of course over there, you can just about see it on the camera, is a heat gun, which will be my friend for this, I think. So first up, I'm going to heat up the wheel just to make sure there's no water left. Not massively, obviously, just warm it up, get rid of the water, and then we'll start laying the wrap. And I'm not going to talk to you throughout this because I think I need to concentrate. So I'll montage it, and then I'll speak to you at the end, and we'll see how it went. my first ever wheel that I've ever wrapped, and it's turned out to be all right actually. It's not, I wouldn't say it's perfect, but I am more than happy with that for a first attempt. I've got another 3 more to go. Yeah, and not really actually too many lessons learned. It went quite smoothly. The only thing you've got to make sure of is obviously these indents here where you're putting your knife down, they're not that deep. So when you're tracing the pattern on the wheel, you've got to be really careful that you're not putting your blade in too far. I mean, really you can get away with just literally just scoring this stuff and it tears apart. But yeah, just be careful putting your knife too far in. Fortunately, I don't think I've got any scrapes or anything, so yeah, very pleased. Now, just for me, it's left to put this back on the car. You guys know how to do that, so I won't show you that. And then I've got another 3 more to do, and that will make for a very repetitive video. So if you want to see the car with all 4 wheels on it, then I'll be at Ford Fair. And if you're watching it after then I'm sure there'll be loads of videos of the car with these wheels on it. So yeah, with that, we'll leave it there. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more of me and my Fiesta, then give it a subscribe. Okay, so I've just finished my last wheel. It's a little bit late, so I'll keep my voice down a little bit. And I just wanted to say that it gets a hell of a lot easier and you get a hell of a lot more comfortable as you go through. Now, having done 4 of these now, you actually start to get a feel for things. But the reason I wanted to talk to you right at the very end of this video is that everyone who I was talking to about doing this before I started doing it said that I need to get my wheels repaired first. Now this, I think, is my best wheel in terms of doing the job, but unfortunately it's also my worst wheel from the perspective of damage. Now, because I was asking about what the damage would look like through the wrap, I thought it would be interesting to show it to you. So I've got a slight graze over here, which is like a normal curbing rash, and then a real deep ingrown thing caused by a massive stone over here. And actually through the wrap, although you can see it, of course it does make it the same colour. And that makes it blend in a hell of a lot better than it did when it was just diamond cut. So yeah, for any of you wondering what wrap looks like over a damaged wheel, then there it is. Anyway, as I was saying, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch you in the next one. There goes a sight from my soul.